in this we are going to discuss the voltage regulators. So what is voltage regulation? First we will discuss what is voltage regulation, then we will move on to the different types of voltage regulators, series, shunt and switching voltage regulators. So what is voltage regulation? So it is nothing but it gives a constant output voltage irrespective of the input voltage. So the block diagram shows transformer, rectifier, filter and the IC voltage regulator. So in this, what is the first one? Transformer. So it gives a that is a transformer is having step up or step down the value, that is AC voltage provided by the wall outlet to the desired amplitude through the action of a magnetic field. So next the output of the transformer is fed into the rectifier. So here the rectifier changes AC value to the corresponding DC value and it gives a filter. So what is the use of this filter means it reduce the fluctuation in the rectified output voltage or ripples. This provides a constant DC voltage. So this value is given to the IC voltage regulator. So this IC voltage regulator gives a constant value to the load, so irrespective of the changes in the input voltage. So this is a general information of the voltage regulators. Next one. Next here there are two words, that is two important terms called the line regulation or load regulation. That is the two basic categories of the voltage regulation are line regulation and the load regulation. So what is a line regulation? The diagram shows that is the first one, it's having a line regulation. The input value changes, that is the purpose of the line regulation is to maintain a constant output voltage when the input value changes. So you just shows you just refer here, there is a changes in the input voltage when compared with the previous one, but there is no changes in the output voltage. So what is the formula to find the line regulation? Means change in output voltage divided by output voltage in terms of percentage divided by input voltage. So next one, load regulation. What is a load regulation? Here the change in load current due to the variation in RL. Due to the variation in RL has practically no effect on the output voltage. So this is a load regulation. So just refer. So this is a actual diagram. So there is a changes in the load value, changes in the load current, but there is no effect in the output value. So this is a load regulation. So there is a changes in the load resistance, there is no effect in the output value. So this is a load regulation. Whatever the value changes, there is no changes in the output, you can call it as a regulators. So load regulation is equal to V no load minus V full load divided by V full load into the 100%. So this is a idea of load regulation, and this is the difference between line and the load regulation. So the line regulation is the ability of power supply to maintain the output of voltage given changes in the input line voltage, whereas load regulation means it is the ability of power supply voltage to remain constant given changes in the load. And this is a formula for the line regulation and load regulation. So with this introduction, we will move on to the voltage regulators. So what is a voltage regulators means? So the primary function of the voltage regulator is to maintain a constant DC output voltage. Next, however, it also rejects the ripple voltage that is not removed by the filter. So already we have discussed the filter. So next, the regulator may also include the protective functions such as short circuit protection, current limiting, and there are so many advantages in the voltage regulators. So next, there are three types of voltage regulators: series voltage regulator, shunt voltage regulator, and switching regulators. So let us move on to the first one, series voltage regulator. So the block diagram shows the series voltage regulator. It's having a control element and a comparator circuit with the sampling circuit and the reference voltage. So what happens if the value increases? Let us explain the block diagram. If the output voltage increases, so the comparator circuit provides a control signal to the control signal to cause a series control element to reduce the magnitude of the output voltage, thereby maintaining the output voltage. What about in the other hand, that is if the output voltage falls, reduced, the comparator circuit provides a control signal to cause the series control element to increase the magnitude of the output voltage. So thus the output voltage maintains constant, thereby we will keep the output voltage a constant. So with the help of control element and comparator, we will go with the constant output voltage. Next one, let us move on to the series voltage regulator with one transistor. So this simple series voltage regulator using a NPN transistor and a Zener diode is shown in this figure. So the why it is called a series regulator means because the collector and the emitter terminals of the transistor are in series with the load. Here the what happen if the output voltage changes? Let us move on to the working principle. Now before that we will have a Zener diode for the reference voltage, and the transistor is act as a variable resistor. So there are two cases, one is a input voltage changes, another one is if the load and the output voltage changes. So let us go to the first one. Let the input voltage increases, which will cause the output voltage is V out is increases, and there is a increase in output voltage will result decrease in base emitter voltage. There is a increase in the base emitter voltage, and thereby VZ is fixed, and there is a decrease in VBE. Okay, so there is a decrease in VBE. So this will reduce the level of conduction. So this will lead to the increase in collector emitter resistance of the transistor and causing an increase in collector to emitter voltage, and as a result output voltage is reduced. Before there is a increase in output voltage, here there is a decrease in the output voltage, thereby it compensates. So let us move on to the next one. Next case, let us consider the effect of change in the load on output voltage. Say the current is increased, that is the current is increased by decrease in RL. So there is a RL resistor, so there is a decrease in RL, and the current is increased by there is a decrease in RL. Under such situation, output voltage Vout tends to fall, therefore VBE tends to increase. As a result, conduction level of the transistor will increase, leading to decrease in the collector emitter resistance. So the decrease in collector emitter resistance of the transistor will cause there is a slight increase in the input current to compensate for the decrease in RL. So thereby it will compensate for the output voltage. So this is a simple idea of series voltage regulator. Next, what about your shunt voltage regulator? So again the block diagram is having control element, comparator circuit, and sampling circuit is fed back into the comparator circuit. There is a reference voltage. If the output voltage tends to change due to change in load, and the sampling circuit provides a feedback signal to the comparator circuit, and which then provides a control signal to vary the magnitude of the current shunted away from the load. For example, when the output voltage tends to fall, so the sampling circuit provides a feedback signal to the comparator circuit, which then provides a control signal to draw a lesser shunted current, providing a more load current, thereby keeping the regulated output voltage. So this will plays an important role in this shunt voltage regulator, that is the RSE value. So let us move on to the transistor shunt voltage regulator. This is one example of the transistor shunt voltage regulator. So this is this will having a RSC, there is a series resistance is connected. Zener diode gives a constant output voltage. So V out is equal to VZ minus VBE, which is equal to V in minus I into RSC. So there let us explain the working principle of the transistor shunt voltage regulator. The first one, again it's having two cases. What happen if the input voltage increases? So it causes increase in V out and VBE, resulting in increase in base current and therefore increase in the collector current, because IB and IC are interrelated. If IB value changes, thereby if VBE value changes, IB changes, and thereby IC is also changes. But what happened? Thus with the increase in supply voltage, the supply current I increases, causing the more voltage drop in the series resistance RSC. That is very important, thereby reducing the output voltage. So initially the input voltage changes, your Vout changes, but there is a more voltage drop in this RSC, thereby reduces the Vout value, so it compensates. So this is one idea. What about the another one? If the load resistance RL decreases, so the output current IL increases, and this increase in output current is supplied by a decrease in base and the collector current IB and IC. Thus the input current I remains constant, almost constant, and causing no changes in the voltage drop across the RSC. So thus the output voltage Vout being a difference of supply voltage and a series resistor drop, that is being the difference of supply voltage fixed and a series resistor drop VR remains constant. So this is the idea of voltage regulator, that is whatever the happens in the input value and there is no changes in the Vout, there is whatever that happens in the output value, there is no changes in the Vout value. So this is a transistor shunt voltage regulator. We are going to discuss the just a recap of series and shunt regulators. So the position of a control element is very important. So in the series regulator circuit, the control element is in series with the load between the input and the output. The output sample circuit senses the change in the output voltage, whereas the error detector compares the sample voltage with the reference voltage, causes control element to compensate in order to maintain the constant output voltage. So here the control element is transistor, it is in series with the input and the output voltage. Whereas in the shunt regulator circuit, the unregulated input voltage provides the current to the load. So the sum of the current is pulled away by the control element. So that is very important one. If the load voltage tries to change due to the change in the load resistance, so the sampling circuit provides a feedback signal to the comparator. The resulting difference voltage then provides a control signal to vary the amount of the current shunted away from the load to maintain the regulated output voltage across the load. So the position of the shunt regulator is very important. Here the transistor is act as a control element in parallel with the load, whereas in the series regulator it is different. While the resistor in this shunt regulator are in series with the load. So the operation of the transistor shunt regulator is similar to that of the transistor series regulator, except that regulation is achieved by controlling the current through the parallel transistor. Next, let us move on to the switching regulators. And why we can go for the switching regulator means there are limitations in the linear output voltage regulators. Linear output voltage regulators, and that is the series regulator exhibit 50% efficiency, and hence the input voltage should be more than the output voltage. That is, if the efficiency is less, then the part of voltage will be dissipated in the form of power in series pass transistor, which is always in the active region. Another limitation is that the system with one DC supply voltage such as plus 5 volt for TTL circuit, if there is a need of plus or minus 15 volt operational operation, so it may not be economical and practically feasible to achieve this. That's why we can go for these series switching regulators. So in this they are having a three classifications: step down version, step up version, and a polarity inverting regulator. So step down version, so the diagram shows the step down version of the switching regulator. So what happened, that is the regulator pulses on the base saturate and cut off the pause transistor during the each cycle. So there is a input value, pulse signal is given to the base of the transistor. This generates a voltage, rectangular voltage at the input to the LC filter. Okay, rectangular pulses to the input to the LC filter. This filter blocks the AC component and allows the DC component to pass to the output. Because of the on-off switching, the average value is always less than the input voltage. So that's why it is called the step down version. What about your step up version? So again it is having a transistor, but the circuit is somewhat different. The L field value is introduced in the collector region. The transistor is alternatively saturated and cut off. When the transistor is saturated, current flows through the inductor. That is, when the transistor is first one, what happens when the transistor is cut off? The magnetic field around the coil collapses and induces a large voltage across the coil of opposite polarity. This keeps the current flowing in the same direction. Furthermore, there is a inductive kickback in the inductive kickback voltage is larger than the input voltage. So this is why it's called step up configuration. Next, polarity inverting converter. So it is same to the step down version, but there is a interchange of diode and the inductor. And when the transistor is saturated, current flows through the inductor. What happens when the transistor is cut off? The magnetic field collapses and there is a inductive kickback, keeps the current flowing in the same direction. Since the transistor is off, only a path is through the capacitor. If the direction of charging current through the capacitor is checked, the output voltage is found to be negative. That's why it is called a polarity inverting regulator. So that's all about your voltage regulator.